Awesome. Welcome back, everybody. We are live here with RHT, and what we are talking about today is one of my favorite things, which is residential real estate. So hang tight with me today as we talk about what comes next after the closing table. Are we live? Okay, it popped up. It had an alert for me, and I was like, what happened? Is the music too loud, guys? Everybody says they can never hear it. So we are testing this out. So if you have never been here before, then thank you for stopping in, and thank your friend that sent you our way, because our goal is to make you stronger, smarter, and more confident home buyers. And we do that every week by bringing you a little bit of information that maybe wasn't so known to you before today. So I hope that you find this information very, very helpful. So let's take a look. I don't see that we're live yet. So now I feel, nope, yep, we are. All right, here we go. Let's get started. So today we're going to talk about closing day. It's come and gone. It's all done now, right? I don't have to do anything anymore, right? Well, let's talk about this. We're in our scenario here where you have closed and you now have the keys to your property. You have funded. So we have fast forward, boop, 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 boop. Closing is done. Now, one thing I just want to on real fast is our utility transfer. I know closing is done in this scenario, but this is something we typically recommend doing about a week or two prior to closing. One, there's nothing that stinks more than moving into your new home and the water, electric, gas, all of that not be on yet, and you're just kind of stuck, or even the internet and everything's set up and you're all just staring at each other. God forbid we have to like talk to each other and like play board games and card games and stuff and just like spend quality time. But this is something we recommend. So you'll actually get an email from our team when you're working with us about 2 weeks prior, and it's going to remind you to get your utilities set up. What I would recommend is reaching out to us. If you haven't worked with us already in the past and you're actually just shopping utilities, reach out to us. We have great connections with Utility Concierge. And one of the best parts about that is it typically doesn't cost you anything. So if you're going through the process of moving or you're just shopping rates, we think it's beneficial because in a lot of instances, in some areas, you have one option for electric, for gas, for water, for trash. But in some areas you can shop that. And so we want to make sure that if you can shop that, you have the availability and the luxury to do that. And the beauty about Utility Concierge is it typically does not cost you anything out of pocket for the service of them shopping those for you. So that's something we should have already done. Ooh, time travel back to closing day. Okay. We have closed, we have funded, we have our keys. Now what are we doing? Well, we are talking about moving day. This is everybody's favorite and least favorite day throughout the process because we all love looking at homes. We all love going to the closing table. Nobody likes moving. I don't like it. We've made an agreement in our house. If I pack it, Shane will move it. And that's worked out really well for me. I don't know if he would say the same thing. But what I suggest is if you are going through the process of moving, because that's what we're all here to talk about, is purchasing a new home. So with that comes your move. Now, if you are thinking of going the packer and the mover route, contact us. We have connections. But once we get to that process, let's say you're packing on your own, pack the things that you're going to use the least: out of season clothes, holiday decorations, and get that stuff out of the way, because I think it just makes it a little more stress-free, because I feel like if you start packing the stuff you're going to use first because it's first on your mind, then I feel overwhelmed by the end of it. So pack the stuff that you never use, get it in a box. There are all sorts of really fun packing hacks that you can find on Pinterest, on TikTok, on Facebook, and Instagram Reels and things like that. But one really cool thing that I like is always labeling boxes, what room it's going to be in. But I'm very visual, so color coding is awesome for us. What I haven't done it before, but what I would like to do, I've seen this on TikTok, believe it or not, me watching TikTok, is they color code it by getting different colored duct tape. So you get like kids' room is yellow, second kids' room is blue, kitchen is green, bathrooms are orange, and everything is color coded. So when you're moving, it makes it easy for you. But if you go the mover route, then it makes it very easy for them. You can give them a color guide and say, hey, this will help you kind of figure out where you're going to put stuff. And, maybe they don't know individual, between your kids' rooms and stuff. But the big rooms, the living rooms, the dining rooms, the kitchens, offices, master bedroom, bathrooms, things like that would make it a lot easier. But let's talk about moving companies, because let's say you're going the route where you're going to use a moving company. I don't blame you. I don't move my stuff. I will pack it. I don't personally move that. Shane does that. Works out great. But vet the moving companies. You want to make sure before you're hiring them, are they insured? Are they asking for a deposit? We've seen some instances where there are scams everywhere. I have heard of a scam where they'll ask you for this huge deposit, or they'll get everything on the truck and they'll lock it up and they'll tell you that you have to pay this huge amount. It's an extra fee or whatever that they didn't quote you earlier. If you don't pay it, they're not giving you your stuff back, and they'll drive off and just like hold your stuff hostage. There are scam companies. So please make sure you're vetting the companies that you're using, read their reviews, make sure you get referrals from them, and recommendations from them. So that way, you know who you're working with, and get a written estimate, get it in writing. Make sure you're doing that through email. Text is great, but get that estimate in writing so you know what to expect. Sure, there may be fluctuations if you've got more stuff than you expected and you needed another truck. But I think that it's going to make it a little more stress-free for you. So now movers are here and they're loading up the truck, and you think, man, I am just going to sit here and scroll on TikTok till they take this couch. I get it. It's easy to do. They're handling it. Please monitor the trucks. Please make sure you're paying attention, because it is not their house. It's very easy for them to miss something while they're in the process of getting things out of the house. So please make sure you're monitoring and making sure that everything is out of the house. I would hate for something to get left, that it got moved to the garage and then maybe didn't get moved from the garage to the truck. And then make sure when you get to the new home, make sure you're checking all of your items. Do we see anything damaged? Do we see anything missing? Do we need to contact our agent to get in contact with the new homeowners and get whatever furniture or stuff we left in the garage or whatever room it may be? It may not be ideal, but I do think it's worth it to just monitor and make sure the process goes the way that it's supposed to. As always, start unpacking essentials first. I know these are just kind of moving tips that may not be super secrets, but I think they just make the process stress-free. I easily get stressed out when we're moving. And so if I can have a checklist and a plan, it helps me. This is also a great time to start making donation piles. If you are going through the process of moving, you'll notice that there are things that you'll go, forgot I had that. I thought we junked that. Let's start making some donation piles, and then let's start looking through our electronics, because a lot of times we get new phones, get new smartwatches, iPads, anything like that. And the old ones just kind of pile up in a box in the closet or in a shelf somewhere. This is a great time to purge that, master reset, delete all your data off of it so your data is not in somebody else's hands, and get rid of those electronics. You can recycle those electronics and people will refurbish them and reuse them. But I think it's a great time to just purge some of the junk. New home, new start, fresh start. Get rid of all that clutter that you don't use. Anything you haven't been using in a few months, I'd say you're probably not going to use it again. So it's a great time to start purging while you're going through that. Some people like to do it beforehand, but I feel like for me, it works great when you're already in the new place and you can say, I don't have a place for this, chunk it. Okay. Update your information. I think that this part is super important. I'm turning the music down. I feel like it's really loud. I can't tell, guys. I haven't seen any comments telling me that it's too loud. So I'm going to take that as a positive sign. Updating your information. First thing I want you to do is go to the post office or go to USPS online and update your address and forward all of your mail. Now, forwarding your mail is not permanent. It will only buy you a short period of time. So in that time, go to the DPS DMV. You could probably also do that online and update your address on your driver's license. This is going to make sure that everything pertaining to your car, maybe you pay off your car and they send your title. If you did not change the address, the title to your car is going to that old house. It may have your name on it, but it's going to the old house. So you want to make sure you're updating those sort of things. If you're updating your address through the DMV and through the post office, that's great. Now the next step is going through and updating individual companies and debtors, collectors, things like that. Credit cards, your car loan, your student loans, any subscriptions, gym memberships, anything like that. Because if your zip code has changed, When you update that with the bank, it's likely that billing information won't process with some of those memberships because the zip code is off. So you want to make sure, for your sanity, go in and just update this. This is stuff that we recommend that while you're moving, just sit down at the end of that night. And I know you're exhausted. I know you're tired. But this checklist will just keep you on track. Have goals, have deadlines to get all this stuff done so that you can make your moving process easier and a little more stress-free. Okay, this is my favorite section because we have a little one in the house. And so safety is important to me. I want to be safe and sound. I want to go to sleep and not be stressed because I am that mom that will go check doors. I will go make sure the garage door is shut. I will go check everything and make sure that we can go to sleep stress-free. So first thing we will do, contact security companies for alarm systems. There may already be one with the home. If the seller or the homeowner before you had a security system already in place, they may be leaving that with the property, and you could actually just go in and transfer that over to you as the new owner. But make sure that you're changing any passwords to those electronics. I know that's the last one, but that's so important. You've got your keys, but I do recommend that you change your locks. I like to expect the best in people and hope for the best in people, but that homeowner may have given the key to a neighbor or a buddy in case of emergency, and they may or may not be the best of people. So I want as few people as possible having my house key. So when you purchase a new house, got the key, great. Call a locksmith and have the locks changed. Make sure all of the external doors are changed. If there are any electronic keypads on the front door, make sure those codes are changed. Make sure it is not something simple. Don't make it the house number, the zip code, your birthday. Come up with something complicated, y'all. We got to be creative. Next thing I would also love is adding deadbolts. I think this is just a great added security. In addition to the deadbolts, what I love is the childproof locks, the latches that a lot of parents will put really high up. So that toddlers and young kids, even on a stool, cannot reach those. We are a huge fan of that. Not only for the garage and the front door, but also because there's a pool in the backyard. And if you don't have a gate around your pool, that's an extra added security that you can have those locks that they just can't get out. Keep it locked all the time. It does get tough during the summer when people are going in and out on the patio. So please make sure you are keeping an eye on that. We talked about water safety today. So my brain's thinking about water safety and babies. Install motion sensors and ring cameras, security cameras. You want to make sure that you're as safe as possible. Now, if it's based on the internet, it can be hacked. So make sure passwords, make them complex, guys. If you have a pool, install safety gate for your children or do those top latch locks. We love those. And any baby proofing or nanny cams. A lot of stuff can be done by handyman. You can have a handyman come out and baby proof the house, install nanny cams, things like that. But I always recommend, if there were any smart home features on the property before you took possession, please change the passwords. The sellers are supposed to remove access, but we are not always dealing with the best of people sometimes. So please, for your family's safety, change the passwords on everything, change the locks on everything. I know I'm harping on that, but safety is one of the things that gives peace of mind in homeownership is safety and security. And I would hate to just assume that we're safe and secure because our name is now on the title, and because our name is on the deed, and because we are now paying the mortgage on the home. That doesn't guarantee security. So please make sure your home is safe and sound. And here are a couple of tips when you're moving to make sure that your family is taken care of. I may have harped on that a little too long. I apologize. Honeydews and home maintenance. Now, as you are, I've been watching too much Bridgerton, guys. I've got like pop instrumental music going, and now I feel like I'm in Braveheart suddenly. So this is what I always recommend. Prepare a home maintenance list. This is going to help you not only keep up with your home's condition, but I think it also helps cut down on some emergencies. Simple things, cleaning your gutters, changing air filters, and then even the bigger things. Maybe having a regular inspection done on your home every few years, having a foundation team or a structural engineer come out and check the foundation. Roof inspections are free. Those ones are an easy one to check off the list. And even pool inspections. Have your pool inspected Even if you're having it maintained weekly, you may just want to have a pool inspection and see how the condition is and see if anything needs to be done to it. Check your smoke detectors. This is part of safety. We always know when the battery dies, but sometimes they can be malfunctioning. So please check your smoke detectors and schedule regular inspections for your HVAC, your plumbing, and your electrical. For those big three that are very important in Texas in 2023, modern day plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. Please check on those every once in a while. This is not a requirement. This is not something you have to do, but I do think that it does help you in the maintenance of your home, helps you with the condition, because who knows, you may decide, I want to sell my home this month. Maybe we want to pay off all our debt and start over. Maybe we just want a fresh new start in a new neighborhood, whatever it is. If you've been keeping up with stuff, it's a lot easier for you to know the condition of your home, but also be confident in the condition of your home because you've been maintaining it so well. So those are just some things, some helpful tidbits to give you a step ahead. Last thing, and my favorite thing, is be you. In this section, it's going to be right on my face, is decorations and customization. This is everybody's favorite part. So we have done all of the hard stuff. I have given you 50,000 things to do. Now you can have fun and decorate your house. But please check with your HOA for any major changes, any privacy fences. If you are in a neighborhood where they only allow wrought iron, maybe you want to extend your fence and add another 2 feet up there. They may not allow that. Raising chickens, maybe a creative paint job, things like that. Check with your HOA, but have fun with it. Turn that home into you. We love watching fixer-uppers go into completely customized and completely custom decorated homes. But I love just seeing one person's taste to the next person's taste. You know, we've matched up people before where we've known both the seller and the buyer. So we've been able to see their personal taste and know their personal taste, and to kind of watch the same home transform from family to family is very cool. So yeah, be you. Add your personal touch, but please keep in mind these things to help make your moving process and the transition into the new home a little bit smoother and a little bit easier. I hope that you all learned something today. I hope that I didn't harp too much on the safety. I'm going to check for any comments or questions. Let me refresh on my phone. That's all I have. Okay, no questions. If you have any questions that you want to ask to us directly, feel free to reach out to me at info@reynoldshometeam.com. Actually, I believe that is on the first page, but I wrote it in black. Hold on. There we go. If I put my arm there, you can read it. info@reynoldshometeam.com. You can also replace info with Megan, and that will come directly to me, but info will go to all three of us. So if you just have a general inquiry and you want to get it answered, please let me know. If you want to be added to our mailer list and be receiving emails and mailers monthly, please let me know, because I can get that information out to you, because we do send out updates about the market, market trends, and just some good information for you guys about the real estate market. That is all I have today. Thank you so much. We will be back on Friday with our new construction live. And you should be seeing another event popping up from us here in the future, another food drive that we're going to be doing. So if you'd like to participate, please let us know. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.